right, well, happy Labor Day, guys. We got a special edition of Daddy's New Addiction today. Today we're going to be doing 2 beer can chickens. So with that in mind, we went with the red, white, and blue Pabst Blue Ribbon. We're going to shove that on up. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the chicken. This can is 3/4 full. We don't want it totally full, otherwise it will get hot and foam over. We're going to go ahead and add the garlic cloves to it, just a little extra flavor. We have our beautifully seasoned chickens. So we're going to go ahead and put that in the carcass. Try to set this as close to the fire as you possibly can, like so. I like to push the legs back. It kind of helps as a kickstand. And throughout the cook, because I'm doing indirect heating from a side smoker, I'm going to rotate these guys around throughout the 3 to 4 hour cook. So we're going to go ahead and get these guys in the smoker, let them do their job. I'm probably going to check it here maybe within probably about 45 minutes to an hour. And then we're going to rotate these guys. I'm going to put a baste on there. One thing that you like to do with chicken or any type of bird that you're doing when you're on a smoker is you want to make yourself a good brine to baste it with. What happens is the smoke tends to make the skin very dry and rubbery. So I like to use a brine or a base of sorts to try and just keep that skin from getting too rubbery. It does help out with the flavor as well. All right, well, so we're going to go ahead and let these guys smoke up for about an hour. We're going to check them, give them a rotate, give them a base, and we'll check back in then. Happy Labor Day.
So today we have a couple of beer can chickens on the smoker outside. To go with those, I'm going to make a smoked macaroni and cheese. I'm going to do the smoked macaroni and cheese, a little bit of a Southwestern style to it. I'm going to add cumin and paprika into the bechamel sauce. And then on the side, I'm going to do sort of like a deconstructed type of mac and cheese. I'm going to cook my breadcrumbs separately, toast those off, so that when that mac and cheese comes off the grill, we can dust it with the pre-toasted breadcrumbs since we're not getting that oven-baked topping that you normally get. So we're going to put the breadcrumbs on it. I'm also going to make some roasted bell peppers. I'm going to make a little bit of a pepper relish. I'm going to add some spice into that pepper relish. I'm going to roast those and I'm going to toss them with a little bit of cayenne pepper to give them a little bit of heat. And then the same seasonings, the paprika and the cumin, that I put in the bechamel sauce for the macaroni and cheese. And I'm going to put that pepper mix in the middle of the macaroni and cheese. So it's going to be a little bit of a deconstructed spicy mac and cheese because you can have it just plain or you can mix in some of that pepper bit into your macaroni and cheese and you can have a spicy Southwestern mac and cheese. The other side that I'm doing to serve with these beer can chickens is just green beans almondine. So I'm going to take blanched green beans and I'm just going to saute them with a little garlic butter and then I'm going to throw in some butter toasted almonds to serve on top of those green beans. You've seen me blanch green beans on several occasions. I've done the blanched green beans on a Daddy's New Addiction pimento cheeseburger. I also blanched them for the 3-bean salad in the East Carolina ribs. Plus I've blanched green beans on several occasions on Haute Moms Dinner Club. So you can check out any of those other videos to check out how to perfectly blanch your green beans. So all that said, let's get started on our sides, okay? All right, so now we're going to start our bechamel sauce, which is going to be our cheese sauce. Start by sauteing our butter in here. Add in some onions here. Soften those up a bit. So I'm going to do paprika, cumin, and just salt and pepper. Next, we're going to add in our flour to make the roux. It's just starting to brown up. It's time to start adding in some milk. Just going to add this in 1 cup at a time. And on this last cup of milk, it's going to make it a little bit thin, but I have all this nice cheese here. I've got 4 ounces of cream cheese, and then I have 2 cups each. A Colby Jack blend and then just straight Monterey Jack cheese here. I got 2 cups of each of that. I'm going to put some in, reserve some of this for the top. This is going to really cause the sauce to thicken up. Plus I've got my macaroni noodles here. I've got them par cooked. They're going to actually absorb some of this liquid. So you want it to be a little on the thin side because this is going to absorb it. When you put it in the smoker, it's going to look a little bit too runny, but it will thicken up as it bakes. So now I'm just going to add in all the cheeses. And after I add the cheese in, I'm going to taste the sauce to see if it needs a little more salt and pepper. And then we're just going to mix it in with the macaroni noodles. This is the elbow macaroni. I used one whole 16-ounce box here on the elbow macaroni. I just cooked that in the water with the olive oil, salt, and pepper to al dente.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and make our base. This base, like I explained before, is really going to help out with making sure that that chicken skin does not get too rubbery. This right here is about probably 2 cups right there of apple juice. You don't want to go too heavy on the soy. Got 2 birds, so I'm putting in a little bit more than I normally do. I'll do the same amount with the Worcestershire sauce. You don't want a whole lot of the apple cider vinegar, but this is kind of like a Carolina tradition right here. A lot of stuff's being used with the apple cider vinegar. I think it complements the meat very well. I've done it on ribs. I've done it on a turkey. I'm doing it now on the chicken. I've done it on the chicken legs, as you've seen. So this really helps out with the flavor, and it keeps that skin from getting too rubbery. We're going to bring this to a boil. I'm getting really close to doing the first base and rotating those chickens, so we'll be taking a peek on those guys here real soon.
Oh, look at those chickens. There's the macaroni and cheese going on. And then we're going to put the peppers on. We're going to smoke the peppers. I've got them rubbed with some olive oil, salt, and pepper. We're just going to smoke the peppers for about 30 minutes on the grill. And then we're going to give them some more direct heat for about 15 minutes. We've just got a red, orange, and a green pepper there. All right, so I'm going to get our buttered breadcrumb mix to put on top of the macaroni and cheese. And we've also got our pepper topping that's going to go on there as well. But this will give our macaroni and cheese a little bit of crunch since we're not baking it in the oven. It'll still be nice to have that buttered breadcrumb topping on it. So we're just kind of doing that separate in a separate container. We'll just sprinkle it on there when the macaroni and cheese comes off the grill. Adding just little parsley flakes to it or some fresh herbs if you have them. So our peppers have come off the grill. They're nice and softened, nice and smoked. I'm going to clean up some of this outer skin and get them just down to the pulp of the fruit. I'm going to chop them up and mix in our seasonings. Basically, I'm just getting all the seeds off of them and all the skin. I'm going to save that nice juicy pulp over here to the side. So we got our smoke roasted peppers here. I'm going to add in some fresh basil I had straight out of the garden. You could also do a cilantro or even some scallions if you'd like. We'll pop that in. Then we're going to season it up with our paprika, cumin, and cayenne pepper. Just a little bit of cayenne. So now we're going to start on our green beans almondine. So I have our blanched green beans. I'm going to start by sauteing our almonds. I'm going to add a little butter in those. We're going to toast off some of our almonds in that butter with just a little bit of parsley. Then we're going to remove those from the heat, reserve them on a plate. I'm going to use the same pan. I'm going to put some more butter in. I'm going to add some of this chopped garlic. I'm going to saute off the green beans. And then I'm going to serve the toasted almonds on top of the green beans for green beans almondine. The heat in this pan is really hot right now, so I'm going to keep it elevated, but I want to keep that burner hot because I want it hot when I add in those green beans. All right, so everything's off. I'm going to top the smoked mac and cheese with the breadcrumbs. That way you get the nice crunchy breadcrumbs on there. And then I got our roasted pepper relish here. We're just going to put that in the middle, okay? That way, if you don't want it and you don't want the spice, you can just eat off the exterior. Thumbs up. And if you want some of the extra flavor from the Southwestern mac and cheese and some of that heat, you can take some of those peppers and drizzle it in your mac and cheese. So we've got our beer can chicken here. And we got our green beans almondine. So what do you say, guys? Ready to eat?
Yeah!
Yeah? What do you say? Hot Moms Dinner Club! Cheers! So we have our beer can chicken, our green beans almondine, and our smoked Southwestern mac and cheese. Delicious. Happy Labor Day!